Okay, morning everyone. So here we are, geography current affairs for this week. I mean last week. So what are the important points that we will discuss? We will discuss the gold and the Tara, maritime. So let's move on. So we will discuss the tactical advanced range augmentation glide weapon test that was in the news. Then we will discuss the Great Nicobar project in detail. We will have Diado hypersonic cruise missiles, scramjet combustor test. Then we will go to the Bikram bridge जो भागलपुर में collapse हुआ है. Then there is orbital data centers that they have been in the news since last 1 or 2 years. There was a news in the Indian Express as well. So then the onion prices related we will talk about. Then we will have gold resource strategic acquisition papers. Actually, this paper was published in 2024 by IIM Ahmedabad, but this Hindu article in the Hindu, it was published in 11th of May 2026. So this paper is very important regarding how we will go about securing the gold and what should be the our approach. Okay, then we will go the ship repair cluster. We will not talk about this in this lecture series. I will just tell you little bit about it, but we will look at in the next week because this process is PM Netherlands visits, it's going on. Okay, so let's start. Let's complete this ship repair cluster if Wadinar. So what is the geography behind Wadinar? So if this is the Gujarat coast, okay, this is the Gujarat coast. So here you have Jamnagar. This is Jamnagar. This is Jamnagar. Here, uh, here we will have like this. This is here we have Vedinar. This area is Vedinar. Okay. So this portion, this is the project site where India is going to build its ship repair cluster. Okay, so this is important. Location is important. It is not on the above part. Okay, here you have Somnath. Okay, so let's talk about the shipping. Little bit about the shipping. So what are the important government initiatives regarding the shipping sector that we all need to know? So we will have this maritime Viksit Bharat vision. Okay, so there are two vision 2030 and then 2047. Okay, so when we will talk about the 2030, so it will more about the implementation part, and 2047 it will about the long term goal and how we will proceed about it. So what is the maritime Viksit Bharat? What are the important aspect? So first you can think about, we will have at least 3 large shipping port. Okay, then we will have good shipping pair clusters. Okay. Third, we will have linkages between ships and inside transport. Okay. Then fourth, we will have target is turnaround time. Turnaround time should be less. Okay. So maritime Viksit Bharat vision was around 2024. At that time, the turnaround time जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं TAT in India was around 48 hours. Okay. Now TAT is around 0.9 days. So 0.9 days का means हो गया around 20 hours. Okay. So we are progressing very fast in this direction. Okay. Then fifth, capacity building. Capacity building. So what about the capacity building? इसमें हम लोगों का मेन है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से पीपीपी मोड में हम लोग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर करेंगे पीपीपी मोड. ओके. जैसे JLN पोर्ट ने किया है. ठीक है. हम लोग क्या करेंगे इसमें ट्रेनिंग एंड स्किल सेंटर. ट्रेनिंग प्लस स्किल इंस्टीट्यूट बनाएंगे मैरीटाइम इंस्टीट्यूट. Okay, so these are the important points related to the maritime Viksit Bharat vision. Okay, then there is also, if you can, I hope you are able to see it, or I should go to the notepad and here. So what are the point? Maritime Viksit Bharat vision. Okay, so we will have 3 large port. Okay. Then we have interconnectivity. ठीक. ओके. इसमें हम लोग का सागरमाला प्रोजेक्ट आ जाता है. ओके. मल्टी मोड मॉडल ट्रांसपोर्ट आ जाता है. ओके. फर्स्ट ये हो गया. सेकंड ये हो गया. थर्ड, वी हैव रिड्यूस TAT टाइम, टर्न अराउंड टाइम. ओके. देन वी हैव मोर ग्रीन फील्ड shipping infrastructure. Then we have अपडेशन ऑफ करंट. तो इसका मतलब ये क्या हो गया? ब्राउन फील्ड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. देन वी हैव 6, अगर हम लोग बोले कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग, वी विल हैव कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग. ओके. तो कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग में क्या आ जाएगा? आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट और आ जाएगा स्किल. इन्वेस्टमेंट में क्या होगा? आपका पीपीपी मोड, प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स. ओके. तो इसमें आपका जेलन पोर्ट का जो है एग्जाम्पल रिसेंट में इसने क्या किया? अपनी वर्थ को दूसरे जो प्राइवेट है उनको दे दिया है. ओके. स्किल में वो क्या होगा? ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट. ओके. मैरीटाइम. देन important is overwatch, or you can say regulatory mechanism. ओके. तो कैसे रेगुलेट करती है कोई भी मिनिस्ट्री? तो मिनिस्ट्री लेवल पे वी हैव 2 इम्पोर्टेंट पोर्टल, और यू कैन से. सो फर्स्ट इज एट मिनिस्ट्री लेवल वी हैव विभास, विकसित भारत पोर्ट, विकसित भारत पोर्टल. ओके, सो विवास विल लुक एट मिनिस्ट्री लेवल कि कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट कितना कौन से एग्जीक्यूशन है, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन लेवल पे है। दूसरा वी विल हैव नाविक, we will have Navik. So this Navik is Neil Earth Vision implementation cell. Okay, so this is about implementation cell. This Navik will be at organizations level. So this is about the maritime Viksit Bharat vision. So I will talk about the webinar project when the more details will come. Okay, so let's go to the next. Start with the DRDO hypersonic cruise missile scramjet combustor test. So first, to understand this knowledge, what is the meaning of scramjet? So scramjet is made of SC ram jet. So what happens in this kind of engine? The engine at supersonic speed ram the air. Okay, ram at the air and air get compressed. Okay, so in simple this simple ramjet engines, the speed of the engine will be subsonic. Okay, in SC ramjet is supersonic combustion. So that's why इसका full form क्या हो गया? Supersonic combustion ramjet engine. Okay, so what they did by successfully conducting an extensive long duration test of its actively cooled full scale scramjet combustion. See why it was important. Okay, so if I explain the the scramjet engine, so it is like this. Okay, okay, so this is the inlet air inlet. Okay, it will get compressed here. Here it will get compressed at supersonic speed. Okay, so they will have here, there is a engine fuel. Okay, so now imagine if some air is coming like at this speed, supersonic speed, how tough it is to maintain that this fuel keeps ignited. Okay, and the second thing, the temperature here, the temperature around this area is reaching around 1000 degrees centigrade. Okay, so it is very tough to maintain the heat dissipation. Because if this heat keeps increasing the temperature, it will ultimately cause the destruction of the part around this. So initially what they did, they used to move around the fuel first. So fuel will come like this and it will go like this around it. Okay, and then it will comes in the contact of this air. So heat will first get heated by this inner heat, but this is the temporary solution. Okay, because the heat will keeps coming, air will keeps coming, and after certain time the temperature of the fuel will be sufficiently heated and it will not lower the temperature of the engine itself. Okay, so what they did this time, they what they did, long duration test. Okay, actively cooled fuel scramjet combustion. It is the supersonic air breathing engine that I have already explained, which utilizes first indigenously developed liquid. Okay, so there is no import dependence. This is important. Okay, hydrocarbon endothermic fuel. So this is important. This is important. It will absorb heat. It will absorb heat. High temperature thermal barrier coating. Okay, so for the further efficiency, for to increase the efficiency further, it is using high temperature thermal barrier coating on the engine itself. Okay, and then the advanced manufacturing process. So this is not, this is a general point. Okay, so this is the important steps towards having its separate space in this scramjet connect pipe test facility in Hyderabad. So this is important, where it was tested, scramjet connect pipe test facility in Hyderabad. Okay, so sometimes we surprised that ये questions में ये facility क्यों पूछ दी गई. So it is related to the recent current affair. Okay, so move to next. Now next in the technology related to war in the space, we have this TARA, Tactical Advanced Range Augmentation. Okay, so I think the scientist and the brain behind must have seen that Iron Man movie, where the Iron Man was holding the this missile. So they must have thought like this. Anyway, this Tara is like a, this is like a supporting system. Anything that you will fire, this Tara system will, like Hanumanji or like Iron Man, it will go wherever you want it to go. So in this weapon there will be nothing to direct, but this Tara system, which is that is winded around this warhead, it will trace it down as it likes to be. Okay, so DRDO and Indian Air Force successfully conduct maiden flight trial of tactical advanced range augmentation weapon. Okay, Tara, it is the modular range extension kit, is India's first indigenous glide weapon. Okay, so what is important here? It is the glide weapon system. What does it mean? Glide means you throw the, you are from the this from air, from some aircraft, you just throw the this missile or some warhead, and this system will glide it to the direction of the enemy. Okay, to convert unguided warheads, this is unguided, okay, into precision guided weapons. So this is like a high level jugaad in itself. Okay, designed and developed by Research Center Imarat uh, in Hyderabad. Okay, so why it is Imarat? So this is simple, the Arabic word for the building, for the building. Okay, so it is in Hyderabad. So initially in Hyderabad, most of the buildings are like this. So Research Center Imarat at Hyderabad. So in this newspaper, in last week newspaper, two important points, two important institution that were in news. First, the Scramjet Connect Pipe Test Facility in Hyderabad, and then we have this Research Center Imarat at Hyderabad. Okay, so now I have just listed down all the important facility. You just read it down by yourself by pausing, or just make a note. And sometimes in UPSC or in some state is they ask them as a match the following type of questions. So you just go through all these. Okay, this is the related to DRDO. So DRDO headquarters in New Delhi. Okay, Defense Space Agency in Bengaluru. Okay, okay. So what is the Defense Space Agency primary strategic goal? It conducts space warfare planning. Okay, so planning part is here, and safeguard military satellites assets. This is the important. Now, Defense Research and Development Lab, it is in Hyderabad. What is the primary strategic role? It designs and develops surface to air, anti-tank and cruise missile framework. Okay, then Armament Research and Development Stabilized ARD, it's in Pune. Now, it is focusing on infantry small arms. Okay, so armament, arms, artillery systems and specialized ammunition. Now last, this is the combat vehicle research and development. It is in Chennai. It developed tracked combat vehicle, heavy armor like Arjun tank. Okay, then aeronautical development agency, it is also in Bengaluru. It primary role is overseas structural design. So this is all these that I have mentioned, you go through it. Okay, then in this defense, these are the defense PSU. Actually these are defense PSUs, public sector unit. So HCL in Bengaluru, BAIL in Bengaluru, Bharat Dynamics Limited, Majgaon Dock Shipbuilders. Okay, then this AWEIL, Advanced Weapons and Equipment of India. This is in Kanpur. Okay, so pause it down, read it, and try to remember the primary strategic role. Okay. Now, next topic is Great Nicobar Project. Now, Great Nicobar Project was in news and it is very important. There is a geography behind it. There are tribes behind it. There are Environment Act behind it, Forest Right Act behind it. India maritime securities, India's role, geostrategic, everything is on the line. Okay, so this is the region. So why it is important? Okay, this is okay. So here, the Great Nicobar project is targeting this is development in Great Nicobar is sustainable, inclusive and aligned with national interest. Okay. Okay. India's presence in the Andaman Sea and the Southeast Asia Sea. What it will make? It will make three important things like international container transshipment terminal. It will make. Then it will also make Greenfield International Airport. Greenfield means it will make the new one. Okay. Then it will also station 450 megawatt volt solar based power plant there. Okay. Then so this is like this. So in it will project. Okay, so that I have न्यू टाउनशिप भी बनेगी इसमें 16,610 हेक्टेयर की. Okay, so this is TEU. Okay, so what is TEU? 14.2 million TEU, 20 foot equivalent unit. So TEU is basically you all must have seen the container. So when container size is 20 feet by 8 feet by 12 feet. So this is the size of standard size of container. Okay, so when a ship come, okay, so its volume is defined by the how many container it carry. So without going through and checking manually, they just calculate how many containers, how many TEU unit it will carry on, the volume of the cargo. So this cargo is actually can be transported through rail, through ship. Okay, so these are the standard standard size. So that's why TEU unit is used in most shipping lane. Okay, so with a capacity of 14.2 million TEU, it means it can handle 14.2 into 10 lakh container. Okay, international container transshipment terminal. Generally, a very large ship contain 24,000 TEU of luggage. So if you are saying this size, So it will be the futuristic project in its volume itself. Okay, so it starts. There will be a township also. Okay, the development follows a sensitive and holistic approach. Okay, so nothing important. Now, what are the important criteria related to the geography of the project? My main focus will be the geography. Okay, so first, the nautical miles. Many of you must have known what is nautical miles. Let me tell you how many one nautical mile is equivalent to. One nautical miles is equivalent to around 1.85 kilometer. Okay, so how it is calculated? What is the meaning of nautical mile? So let me explain it in a very simple way. So suppose this is the earth. So if this is the earth, okay, this is the earth, around अर्थ की जो पेरीमीटर है वो कितनी है, अराउंड 40,000 किलोमीटर. ओके, ज्यादा फर्क नहीं होता है, 40,008, 40,150. इक्वेटर के अराउंड अगर आप कैलकुलेट करोगे तो 14,000 अराउंड 100 मीटर का होता है, तो अप्रोक्सीमेट 14,000 किलोमीटर, 4 लाख किलोमीटर, सॉरी 4 लाख किलोमीटर. Okay, so how 4 lakh kilometer you can easily collect 2 pi r. Okay, so 2.3.14 into radius. Okay, so this will come around this. Okay, so this is it. Now this perimeter is for 360 degree. Okay, so for 90 degree if I calculate, this will be around 1 lakh. 1 lakh kilometer. This is this. Okay, so 90 degree. So for 1 degree if I calculate 1 degree, 1 degree it will comes for 1 degree. 1 lakh upon 90 degree, 90. Okay, so it will be around 1.11 something. Okay, around. And then for nautical mile we have to calculate for the 1 minute. So 1 minute, it means it will be 1 by 60 of 1 degree. So we will divide by 60 again. So it will be like 1 lakh upon 90. This is the arc for the 1 degree, and then divide by 60 again. So it will be for the 1 minute arc. So 1 nautical mile is actually the peripheral distance that a ship will cover in 1 minute. So it will comes out like 1 lakh divided by this amount. So this will come out like 1.85 kilometer. Okay, so this is how you calculate the 1 nautical mile. Okay, so I have explained this. Then location of important Indian Ocean port: Colombo, Singapore, Kelang. So this is very simple. If in this, I will just explain this in this also. So this is India. Okay, this is India. These are, okay, this is Malaccan Strait. Okay, so this is Strait of Malacca. Okay, here just here you will have the Klang port, Malaysia. Okay, here you will have the Colombo port. Okay, this is Andaman Nicobar. Okay, here this point, this we will have Great Nicobar project. So can you see right now all the shipping line will go like this. Okay, where once we will have the Great Nicobar project, so this distance is hardly 40 nautical miles. Okay, so if ship is coming like this, so it will have option to just take the facility provided by our Great Nicobar project. Okay, and also we will have the important control on this maritime route. Okay, so these are the important location. Okay, so now let's move to the topic in more detail. Then we will have the Glathia Way. Okay, so we will go to the next slide. It will tell you. Okay, so this is the more about the Andaman Nicobar Island. So we will have this 60° to 19° escape. Okay, so this is 14° north. This is 6° north. This is the range. Okay, then population is around 38 million. Okay, so this is not important. So move to the next. Location is important. Now this is the Great Nicobar project. This is the location. This is the location. Okay, so if you see, this is the Great Nicobar region. Now I will show you the whole Andaman Nicobar in this video. Okay, so this is the upper part of the Andaman Nicobar. Okay, then this is the middle part of the Andaman Nicobar. Then we will have, this is the region. Okay, so this is your Nicobar region. Okay, here we have port. Okay, and if I draw this portion is this. Okay, so here you can see, here is the Indra point. This is Indra point. Indra point, the southernmost point of India. Here we have Indira point. And now look deep into this valley. Now see this region. If you can see this region, this is the Glathia Way. Okay, Glathia Way. Why it is important? Okay, so here they will make the port. This one region is port. Then this region is airport, greenfield airport that they will make. This is the local area development associated with the port. Okay, and this region here they will have the power plant. Okay, so in actual they will cover all these regions. Okay, so this is the locational analysis of the project. So now go to the next slide. Now, can you look at this slide? This I tried making from the GIS portal. There can be some deficiency because I took the this point and I took the this point, and I have tried to found the height wise elevation map. So it will start from the Northern Andaman, Middle Andaman, South Andaman, Little Andaman, and then we will have this Car and Nicobar area. Okay. So if you can see, this region is Nicobar. Somewhere around here, there is a river which is in question. It will falls down to the sea. So this region is Galathea Way. Galathea Way. Now, if you can see, what is the highest peak of Andaman Nicobar? It is in North Andaman only, here. So the peak, there must be some peak around like this here, the highest peak. But I must have tracked the elevation somewhere around about it. So it must not have picked the saddle peak. So saddle peak is in Northern Andaman, the highest point. Of our focus is right now is in this the geography of this place, the Nicobar place. So Nicobar place have the upper portion in the middle, and then there is a slide down. Okay, so there is a river named Galathea Way. It will comes from the higher portion and it will go towards the Galathea Way in the Indian Ocean. Okay, so this is the Galathea National Park. Okay, this is Galathea Way Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, this wildlife sanctuary, it was denotified. It was denotified in 2022 by the government. Okay, very cleverly. Now you can understand why it happened so. Okay, so this area, this is the Campbell Way region. Okay, this is the Galathea Way National Park. Okay, so what are the tribal areas? This whole region which is around red mark like this. This is the see this area. This is the tribal region. Now the yellow part is the revenue area. Okay, so here we have small a segment of residential unit, like this is the Govind Nagar, this is Campbell Way, this is Vijay Nagar, this is Lakshmi Nagar. So these three are important because they are finding themselves in middle of the development region of this project. So it is important for the administration, for the central government to take permission from these local level area to provide their consent that they are agree to they are agree to the terms and conditions. They give their consent by taking the unanimous, not unanimous, by taking the by taking the decisions as per the law, and they are supporting the development of this project. Okay, this is the national park, Campbell Way National Park. This is Galathea Way. Now where is the river? So this is the river. If you can see this river comes down like this and it will go like this. Okay, Galathea River. Okay, so move to the next portion. Now this is the Indra Point that I just told you. This is the Galathea Way Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, Andaman Sea. Next. Now Galathea Way is like this. This is the river. This river comes like this, and this is the Galathea Way. Okay, this is the Indra Point. Okay, this is the Veer Savarkar Beach. This is the Nicobar. Okay, so they will develop the berth like this. Okay, now tell me one thing. This Galathea Beach region, this whole region. Okay, this is the nesting point of nesting or breeding point of. Okay, I will tell you in the next slide. Okay, let's go as per the slide. Okay, so this is the glacier, which glacier you understand. Here they will make the worth. Now, why this location? Is it a copycat, or is it an inspiration from the Rotterdam project? Now, whenever we study something, we need to understand why the policymakers and how the policymaker choose some particular site for the development of the project. So they must have visited, they must have studied, and they must have make a you can say detailed project report for development of these kind of very heavy, thousands of crore of rupees of project. So they must have, they try to find a similarity between the already developed project and the prospective project, so that they can apply the things that are tested and tried before. So they have taken inspiration from Port of Rotterdam. Why? Port of Rotterdam is also at the river mouth of Rhine and Meuse Delta. So this is the background image you can see. This is already developed project in the Rotterdam, and here you will have the Rotterdam, and this is the whole region, the delta of river Rhine and Meuse. Similarly, India had chosen the Glacier river mouth. Okay. Now in Rotterdam, they have engineered 24-meter draft. They have natural 20-meter draft. So the very large vessel, they will very easily come to the port. Okay. Shipping lanes, it is near the English Channel. It is near the Malacca Strait. So two very important transport inflection point. Okay, this is the funnel type. Now there is a dissimilarity, but from the point of economy, there is a very much economic potential. See, in the case of Rotterdam, inward continental distribution, Rotterdam, it sits on the mouth of whole very big Europe continent. So all the thing will comes to it, and it will distribute to the internal terrestrial European region. In case of this here, the Great Nicobar project, we will have the great outward regional consolidation. Means it will act like this is a point, and the ship will go outside. Okay, but in both what is the similarity? The economic potential. Okay, now security and control, Indian military command will obviously oversees the whole region. And then in the same thing, in the case of Rotterdam, we have the NATO and the maritime framework of Germany as well. Okay, so this is the link that you will have to stabilize and understand while understanding this Great Nicobar project. Okay, so this is the region. So this is Rotterdam. Okay, this is English Channel. So all the things that will come as far as from the Poland, or okay, so here we will have the Balkan countries. Here we will have the Nordic countries. Okay, here we will have whole Middle and Southeast Europe. Okay, so it will control all the traffic coming from all these things. Okay, Balkan countries plus Poland, Nordic countries plus Russian. Okay, so here we will have the Rotterdam project, and then it will go towards English Channel, and then some will cross the Atlantic Sea, and some will go to the Indian Ocean. Okay, same case here, we will have the Colombo and the like this. The shipping line will be like this. Okay, so here we will have this is stretched. This is the Great Nicobar project that will be like. Okay, so we will control the shipping lane. Okay, so here we will have outer side connectivity, like ship lane can be go like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, and like this as well, and from here this as well, or from here this and this. Okay, so this is the point of step towards control over shipping lanes. Okay, this is how we will operate. So that's why the strategic location. And you know, the NGT, National Green Tribunal, otherwise very strict about giving its permission to the this any project. NGT says the strategic point of view, we have to sometimes give precedence to the national security over the as comparable little bit less important environmental concern. NGT already gave its final approval to the project. Okay, so this is why we need to compare in the, so that we understand the concept in a better way, or in holistic approach, you know. So next go to the, okay, so the tribal issues. Okay, so I think the background will not allow you to read it properly, so I will read it for you. Sorry, I forgot to. So what are the tribal issues related to the this project? So two important tribes that lives in the Nicobar regions are Shompen, okay, and the Nicobaris. Okay, Shompenes are generally more isolated, more secluded kind of tribes, and uh, some year before, when government make ex-servicemen inhabitants in residential complexes in the Nicobaris, so they went more inside into the forest of this Campbell, this Nicobar region. Okay, so they are not so easily to be connected. Now the important point is here. Recently, there is a appeal in the High Court of Kolkata by the early administrator. Okay, so in that appeal, there were many issues were targeted and put in front of the High Court. So Kolkata High Court said, and it ruled that a project of national importance and massive financial expenditure is not immune to the judicial review and must strictly adhere to the governing law of the land. Okay, so this is important. How much important a project will be as per the national security, as per the economy behind it, or as per the high scale economic investment, it cannot be above the judicial review. Now, Forest Right Act violations were there. It used illegal Gram Sabha resolutions. It is said that the Gram Sabha resolutions from the three Lakshmi Nagar, Gobind Nagar, Vijay Nagar that I had told you before, in these they have taken the permission, and in those permission they were hardly represented by the tribal people. There were hardly women representation, and the signature made by the people, they were very common to all the three consent letters or consent. Okay, so they used illegal Gram Sabha resolution. They bypass the indigenous tribes. Isolated Shompen and Nicobaris tribes exist completely outside the conventional village Gram Sabha. Now this is also important. Okay. Okay. Conventional village Gram Sabha system. Okay. Now, in these village Gram Sabha system, most of the people, those have attended these Gram Sabha and give their consent, they were like the settlers. Okay, they were not actually the original living like Shompen and the Nicobaris. So they asked that the representation by the original owner, original residents of the Nicobaris, that were not taken. Therefore, the government should have legally sought consent via the formal tribal council. Okay, they have taken permission from the Gram Sabha. What was asked, what was required, and what should have been done? What they should have taken consent from the formal tribal council. Okay. Then the next point was a reduction of eco-sensitive buffer zone. Now, the petitions challenge the controversial reduction of protective buffer zones around the Galathea National Park and Campbell Bay National Park. Now, in the last slide, I have shown you the figure where it was said there is a eco-sensitive buffer zone in any protective land. You must know. Let me show that if this is the center zone, and here you have the buffer zone. Okay, buffer zone. So you can make the, if there are limitations, okay, that you cannot build any structure without taking permission and at certain distance from the buffer zone. So government has, what government did, they have just waived off all these permissions in the name of national security and the geostrategic importance of this project. Okay, to make way for the 0 kilometer port layout and township. Means port layout wall will be just adjacent to the buffer zone. There will not be like some separation. Okay, so these are the important travel issues. Okay, so now this, why I have made it, I will tell you later. Okay, so now trees lost will be compensated by afforestation in Haryana. Now if you look at this data, ISFR data, this ISFR 2023 data, okay, in Nicobar or in Nicobar, or you can say in whole Andaman, around 80%, 75 to 80% there is a forest cover. Okay, so whatever the space that is left, or that is the open forest, you have already captured in the Great Nicobar project. So where you will plant the trees that you will cut, there will be no space. So government has come with its unique plan and it said that we will compensate the forest cut by afforestation drive in Haryana and Madhya Pradesh. Now the question is the concept like a pure stand and the secondary species generation or in the environment. Now, if you cut the particular tree that is grown and that has thrived in particular Nicobarese climate. Okay, so what are the important species, plant species, tree species that dominate this region is, see, these are the species: Mystrica, then Diaspos species, Areca catechu. These are the species that dominate these region. Okay, so what are Areca catechu? So this is this. Okay, this is nutmeg. This is Areca catechu. Okay, so you cannot just grow these trees. These are the trees that develop in especially Andaman Nicobar tropical rainforest region. Okay, or most in the inner region or the outside region, it is also moist tropical deciduous forest. Okay, so you cannot grow these species as a pure stand. Okay, in the Haryana region, you will replace it by some lower grade, or you can replace it by the some secondary degenerated forest. So that will be the loss to environment. Okay, so that's why the these approach is not in ethically environmentally ethical. Okay, this is also a concern. So what are the environment other environment concern is the threat to giant leatherback sea turtles. Like see, port will close around 90% of opening of mouth of 3 kilometer to mere 300 meters. So what is this? Like this is the way area. Okay, this is the river. Okay, river open like this. Okay, this is the Glacier river. Okay, so this area is 3 kilometer around. Okay, so when the port will develop, it will close the area like this. So these turtles, those used to come freely from these area. Okay, they have to just find their route in these congested area. Okay, with the noise and the movement of the ships coming and down around. Okay, so it will ultimately affect the this, and they will they they have this nesting and breeding zone all over this place. Okay, So it will affect the giant leatherback sea turtles. Okay. Now I have already told you in 2022 government has denotified this wildlife sanctuary, this area, and they can why that they can develop, they can make the development project here. But in from the Ministry of Environment, after 2 years, after maybe 2 weeks after this notification, they have in their one of the letters, in one of the notification, they have very cleverly say, well, not very cleverly, they didn't know that this region is denotified. They have said that this region is very unique and we have to take protocols to save this environmental, save this turtle. Okay. So NGT clears the port as outside of coastal regulation zone, but reclamation zone is said to be 60 hectare inside of it. So these are the contradictions that we have to look after. Okay. Now 10 million trees, the project will consume roughly 130 square kilometer of primary pristine tropical rainforest. And they are saying that they will replace, they will start the afforestation drive in the Haryana and Madhya Pradesh. So this is not very very feasible. Okay. Now the policy contradiction that I have told, that I was telling you, in 2021 National World of Wildlife denotified Galathea Bay Wildlife Sanctuary to make way for the project. Okay. After 2 weeks, National Marine Turtle Action Plan, okay, listed Galathea Bay as a top priority important marine turtle habitat needing urgent safe havens. Okay. Now these two policies are contradictory to each other. One is saying save this place for this turtle. First is saying, oh, denotified this whole region and make port. Okay. So these all things that need to be taken care of. Now the next topic, Bikramsala bridge collapse. So Bikramsala bridge collapse near the Bhagarpur, okay, on the Ganga river. So what are the important geography here? Geography here is important is, this is the Bhagalpur, okay. So here somewhere, here you will have the, this is the bridge that is collapsed here near Bhagalpur. Now when this bridge was collapsed, people have to take the route from this bridge. Okay. So it will be around more than 150-kilometer detour. Okay. So all the transportation loss and the impact on the traffic. Okay. This is important in this problem. Okay. So this is all about Bhagalpur region. Now this is the Kosi river that is meeting near Ganga. Okay. So let's look at the important river. Now what is the important, this is the river basin that you can see of the this river, this Bihar region. So where is the Ganga river basin? So Ganga river basin is the yellow point. This is Ganga river. This is Ganga river basin. Okay, so this is Ganga river basin. Okay, this whole region you can see, this is the Kosi river basin. You can see all the watershed. This, the Kosi river comes like this and it will go like this. It will meet here to the Ganga. Okay, so this is Kosi river. Okay, now this is the Karnasa river. This is Karnasa river. It meet Ganga just when Ganga enters into the Bihar. Okay, then we will have the Son river, Karnasa river, Son river. Okay, then we will have Falgu river. Okay, also in the upper side from the left bank tributary, if you say, we will have the Ghagra and the Gandak, then Budi Gandak, then we'll have the Bagmati river, then we'll have the Son river. Okay, so all these are the important tributary of Ganga in the Bihar. Okay, So this is these I have make. You pause the slide and revise them. So let me do it very fast for you. So this is the Ganga river. So this is Ganga. Okay, so okay, so this is Ganga. Okay, so here it will meet with the left bank tributary they are talking about. Okay, so this is the Ghagra. Ghagra river meets Ganga at Saran or Chhapra district. Okay, so here this is the Ghagra. Then the Gandak river. This is the Gandak river. Okay. Then we have the Buri Gandak river. Okay. So this is the Buri Gandak river. Okay. Then we have the Kosi. Here we have Bagmati river. Okay. Then we have the Mahananda river. It will need near this Katihar. Okay. Here, Buri, if somebody asks about the river dispute, international river dispute of India, we should also look at the small skirmish going on between the India and Nepal on the water dispute. Here, there was one incident there, West Champaran district, and here the Buri Gandak, when Buri Gandak cross this India Nepal border like this, okay, there was its tributary named Pandai River. Pandai River. Okay. So Pandai River crosses the India Nepal border, and Indian people has to cross through the border and take the water from the upper part of Nepal during the rain deficient season. Okay. So there was a clashes between Indian and Nepalese people right there. Okay. So there was all about this. Then this is a right bank tributary. So we have Karmnasa. Okay, it marked the exact entry point Ganga into Bihar. Then we will have the Son river. It meets near Patna. Then we have Punpun river. It meets near Patna as well. Okay, this Falgu river. Okay, it is also meets in Patna river. And then we have the Kyul. This is not important, but you read it. Okay, so this is all about the river system uh, in Bihar. So important thing here that we need to understand, all the right bank tributary, if we say like this is Ganga river, all the right bank tributary, okay, they take in 4 months of rainy season, they take around 90 to 100 times more water coming from all the Himalayan region. So they are fed by the glaciers in Himalaya. Okay, they take all their water into the Ganga, and this region is very much prone to the flood. Now, these rivers like Gandak, Buri Gandak, or Ghagra, uh, their flow path channel is little bit fixed, but the Son river, uh, there is a region there this river is called as the sorrow of Bihar, because its flow path keeps changing, and sometimes it cut the right bank, or sometimes it cuts the left bank during the rainy season. Okay, so this is that you need to understand about the river basin of Bihar. Now next important topic is onion prices crash. Now the news bar Maharashtra farmer sells 25 sacks, gets nothing, asked to pay rupees 1 instead. Okay, so this is the this is the amount of this demand supply gap, where the supply is so much and demand is nothing. So why it was, why this is onion prices? So onion prices, actually the starting of the onion prices was during the Sushma Swaraj tenure in Delhi in 1998. The prices was very high, went up after Pokhran when there was restrictions of India. There was export limitations of India. Indian exporters were not able to export their onion to the West Asian country or Middle East country. They were under the influence of America, and at that time the prices was very low, and due to that, Indian government, Delhi BJP government even lost after having candidature CM candidate of the figure like Sushma Swaraj, and from 1998 till this last year, last election, BJP was never in government. Why? It could not manage the this onion price thing. Okay, after that event, central government start taking the note of this price issue of top. There is a three important tomato, onion, and potato. These two very stable and very perishable commodities seriously. Okay, so in this case of onion prices, what happened? Farmers in several states are dumping onions. There is a tweak here. What? Food inflation increased 3.87% to 4.20%. Okay, just in 2 months. Okay, while consumer continued to pay elevated price, retail price for onions, potato and tomatoes. Okay, now understand the economy behind it. Okay, food inflation rises means the cost of onion or tomato, by the last consumer is very high, but the supplier, the farmers are not getting the prices even 10% of what we are paying to the actual what we are paying as a retail customer. Okay, so there is a price that is being lost in between middlemen or in the wholesale. So what is the next point? So look at all India average retail price of onion was this. Okay, even as farmers in the mandis were forced to sell onion rupees 5 to 7 per kg. So this is the gap. Okay, so we are buying onion 25, and in the society it is around 40 to 50 rupees per kg, and what the farmer is getting only 5. So 5 to 40, around 12%. Okay, now price stabilization fund, this is the scheme, this is the market intervention by the government, and what it did in case of price caps, it helps stabilize prices, but onion procurement remains limited to only 1 to 2% of total production. Now understand this thing. If there are 100 farmers, only one or two farmers will get the get the genuine price, so as to compensate the this cost to production and plus some profit to live on. Only 1 to 2%. So that's why the importance of storing and the capability of government and the private players to store these perishable product. Now question comes, why it is important, why we are not able to store the tomato, not if not tomato, why onion we are not able to store, or the why India as a country as big as India, we are not able to have this so much amount of storage facility, so that government can buy in the time of excess supply, store it, and then can deliver it to the customer in the time of when there was a intermittent gap in the supply. Okay, so I will discuss this why it is not possible technically, and why onion are so much prone to the wastage with a slight change of temperature and weather and humidity condition, unlike other crops. Okay, so this is the region where is the gap. See, farmer sells at rupees 5 to 8 rupees per kg. Okay, consumer we are paying 30 to 50 rupees per kg. So where the prices are built up. Now, farmer sell it to village level middleman or the commission agent. So they will take their commission. So suppose this is 5 to 8 rupees per kg. here it will goes to 6 to 7 rupees per kg. Okay, then again in the next slot they will take wholesaler traders. They keep profit 50 to 70%. Okay, so if they are taking amount, suppose 7 rupees, so 50% profit or 70% profit, so 7 plus 4, around here the price increase up to 11 to 12 rupees per kg. Okay, now they will sell it to the retailers, and retailers keep the profit 80 to 100%. So if there is 12 rupees, okay, then 110% 12 rupees more, so price will be around 24 rupees. Now this is the, you can see the 5 to 8 rupees price goes to 24. Okay, so I have taken the 5 rupees benchmark. If this is the 8 rupees, suddenly it will go to the 40 rupees. Okay, up to that you add the cost of this thing, the cost from harvest to pack houses, means you harvest the onion and transport it to the pack houses. Then the cost of packing, you buy the sack. Okay, one sack comes around 88 rupees per bag, and in one bag you will have only 40 to 50 rupee 50 kg. So per unit kg, what is the price that you have to pay? 8 rupees, around 20 paise. This will increase. Then the weighing charges, there is a weighing scale at the mandi where they weigh your product, they will take also. Then the cost of loading and unloading, you will hire the labelers. Then the local transportation and other charges, this is important, this is very important. And you know why? What are the other charges? It can goes up to rupees 1 to rupees 2 per quintal, and this is not very low, this is very unfair charges that everybody has to give. Okay, so add all these charges, it will add 1 to 2 rupees extra. Okay, so this comes around 2 to 3 rupees extra. Okay, so add these 3 rupees to this also. So this is how a farmer has to uh, this has to be sold at 5 to 8 rupees per kg, and we have to pay at the 40 to 50 rupees per kg. And here the actual money lost due to the inefficiency of the system at place. Okay, now why do onion prices fluctuate so insanely in India? Okay, now onion is highly climate sensitive crop. What it means? It means if the weather permit, it will grow very bumper product, bumper harvest. Okay, if the weather is good, harvest is very high, excess supply, price fall. Okay, at the same time, winter frost, high spring or summer temperature, and unseasonal rain can pretty much wipe out a farmer's 4 seasons worth of crop. So in this case, prices will go up, and the prices go up. Okay, now this is, if we pay 20 rupees per kg of onion, farmers will get around 5 rupees. So 25% fine, and here it is 75% goes in between. Okay, now why do farmers lose money? The farmers production cost is way higher than their selling price. Cost to produce is rupees 12 rupees per kg, and then mandi price is around 8 rupees per kg, and this data is around 2023. Okay, so if farmer is getting anywhere less than rupees 12 rupees per kg for its onion, it is actually losing their cost of product. It means it is under the debt. Now India grows two types of onion. There is one, the red one, which has the shelf life of 2 weeks, and then the pink one, the bigger crop, which has the shelf life of nearly 6 months. Okay, so next time when you are going to buy the onion, try to look at, you will observe, or most of you must have observed as well, we are buying actually two kind of onion. One is little bit pink and one is total red. Okay, the pink is the important because it has the shelf life of 6 months. Okay, now overall onion is prone to high damage. Nearly 30% or 10 million ton of onions are wasted on the way from farm to plate. Millions of tons simply rot in the godowns. Okay, and in transit because India has not found a way to efficiently supply onions across the country. Okay, because we don't have the storage capacity, and there is also a pattern of growing and the availability of India. Now if you see this map, okay, so in this map, most first number production is Maharashtra, then we will have MP, then we will have Karnataka. Now the in August we will start having tomato onions from the Karnataka. In September we will have the Maharashtra product on the market, and then in October we will have the Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat region onion. So they will come like this, production, the crop harvesting like this. So in August, September, October, you will have, you will not face the price will be going up. But after November there is a gap, because after November you will start having the this pink tomato comes start from Feb. So from November to February, this is the period where you will have very increased price of onion. Okay, and then after February, what happened in India? There is a Iran war happened. So due to Iran war happened in February, there is a bumper production is also happened this year. And what happened in this in last 2 or 3 months, the export of onion were hampered due to the high rise in the shipping cost. So all the importers of Indian onions, be it UAE for the Pakistan, be it other countries, they are not asking for the tomato, because importers has to pay so much cost for the shipping insurance, shipping cost, because this due to this Iran war. So all the production, all the export variety, all the amount of onion which was to be consumed in outer in external market, it is lying dump. So the price is very low now. Okay. Now factors affecting price: export distortion, high shipping tariffs, importers not buying, domestic oversupply as rabi crop flooded the market. Okay. Okay. Then unpredictable rain and extreme heat wave, farmers just want to offload their produce. Okay, now this next the storage issue. Okay, so this I have you must have know the egg market portal. So this I have checked the amount of money that government is taking, giving the farmers. On 15th May, per quintal price was 1196. So rupees 11.96 per kg. Okay, to the farmer. This is government is giving. Okay, so this is well below the 12 rupees per kg price, and this 12 rupees per kg price was for the 2023. For the 2006, if you add the inflation, it must have been 13 to 14 rupees per kg. Means if a farmer is getting price below than 13 to 14 rupees per kg, it will actually in loss. Now you can see the price that government has given on 15th May 2026, means 2 days before, on Saturday, only 11 rupees 96 paise, means onion producer is getting nothing for producing the onion. So this is the concept. Okay. Now, three main reasons for onion spoil in storage. So, why we are not able to develop the storage facility? See, onion is very prone to moisture buoyancy. It can observe. Onions are naturally prone to soaking up moisture in the air. High humidity will cause them to soften and rot. Okay, so it will absorb the humidity. So humidity control is very much important, and the drying technology needs to be inculcated in all the infrastructure of storage facility. Next is temperature fluctuation. If temperature rises too high, the valve break dormancy and begin to sprout. You must have seen that if you put the onions in your home, after 2 or 3 days they will start sprouting. Okay, and then again if you put them in the freezer, they will ready they will the starch inside the potato, they break down into the sugar, leading to the mushy spoiled texture. Now, what is mushy spoiled texture of the potato? Sometimes when you touch the onion, you will get that feeling of some softness. So that is the mushy spoiled texture. Okay, what happened in that case? That onion must have been frozen for the long time, and the starch stored inside sugar is stored inside the mm, onion, it starts breaking into the sugar. Okay, now the third important point is improper curing. Before long term storage, onion must be thoroughly dried and cured with shrunken necks and dry outer skin. Now this is the concept that we all need to understand. Now, if when you harvest when you harvest onion, okay, you have to dry it, open till the upper three layers of onion is almost dry, and this stem that is connected, you can see this part, it goes perfectly dry. Then it is then the storage, then this if you ensure this before transporting onion, if you ensure all the upper three layers and this upper part of the stem, uh, your onion is perfectly immune to the outside moisture or outside impact of the humidity change. Okay, but it is very tough because you don't have the time, farmers don't have the time and the patience as well, because the uh, buying period in any mandi is very small, and after that the storage will become full, and you will not get the money. Okay, so this is the important thing. That's why we don't, it is very tough to actually make the storage facility, because then you have to maintain the humidification there, you have to maintain the temperature there, you have to ensure that these onions that are coming to the storage, they must be properly cured. Okay, now this is also important. Some people say that you put it in the cold storage made for the potato, but it is not feasible. Why? If you keep the onion with the potato, what happens? Onion releases the ethylene gas, and that ethylene gas force potato to sprout faster. So you must have seen in the try to observe from the next time. अगर आप अपने घर में ओनियन और पोटैटो को साथ में रख दोगे, तो पोटैटो भी साथ में स्प्राउट होने लगेंगे, पोटैटो से भी पोटैटो का पेड़ निकलने लगेगा. ओके, सो व्हाई? बिकॉज ओनियन से एथिलीन गैस निकलती है, और वो एथिलीन गैस पोटैटो को स्प्राउट करने में, तो आपके पोटैटो जो है वो एक्चुअली में खराब हो जाएंगे. सो इन स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी यू कैन नॉट यूज onion and potato side by side. And then there is also, अब पोटैटो तो आप शांत बैठेगा नहीं, पोटैटो कहेगा तुम आप हमें स्प्राउट कर रहे हो तो हम भी आपको कुछ नुकसान करेंगे ना. तो व्हाट पोटैटो डज? पोटैटो emit moisture causing onions to turn moldy and rot. Okay, so that's why onion and potato, although very tasty in the plate, but they cannot live side by side without impacting the quality and deteriorating the quality of each other. Okay, so that's why we cannot use one storage facility for both, and to have the separate storage facility of onion, we have to have this kind of arrangement, and that requires more investment and also the technical inputs. Okay, so next is the scheme policy for the welfare of protection of onion farmers. Price stabilization fund, that I have already told you. Then there is market intervention scheme. It is under the PM ASA for the procurement of agriculture and horticulture commodity. Uh, so here what government does? Government does the difference between the selling price and the actual price the farmer is getting, and the difference will be transferred to the farmers. But condition is that there should be at least 10% decrease in the ruling market price over the previous normal year. So this is important. Then we have the price difference payment. Okay. Then we have the market intervention scheme for reimbursing the storage and transportation cost of top crops. This is important. So top crops is tomato, onion and potato to the central nodal agency and state designated agency for transporting them from the producing. It means government is also giving you the transportation cost. Okay. And government is also giving you the price difference. Government is also this price stabilization fund that government is giving you. Under this, government gives you the minimum support, like minimum supporting price of onion. Okay, and this is not the minimum support price, this is the sizable onion buffer, but this is as per only 1 to 2% of the total volume of the onion. So government needs to actually increase uh, the size of the farmers that are being benefited from this price stabilization fund. Okay, so these are the important schemes that you need to understand when you are giving the way forward in your mains answer. Okay, now the next issue was in the gold resource strategic. Now what is the gold in what was the talking point about the gold? So PM Modi has said, bhai, don't buy the gold. So why gold is causing impact on the Indian economy? That is not our area. We have to look at the geography behind the gold. So why we are not taking gold? Why we are not buying gold from the directly from the producer or from the gold mine countries? We are actually buying more of the gold from the refining countries. 40% of our gold is actually being bought from the Switzerland, highly refined gold. Then next 18 to 25% we are taking from the UAE. It is also again refining the gold. They are not gold producing country. Okay, so this paper is actually saying that we have to target our we have to buy gold from the actually gold producing region. Okay, direct sourcing from the low cost country. Okay, identify inefficiency. The paper advises shifting away from the traditional expensive intermediate hubs like Switzerland, UAE. We have to target source. Okay, we have to source the gold unrefined or as the raw gold. Okay, and we have to develop the refining capabilities. And for that matter, in the this IIM Ahmedabad paper gives us that we can evaluate the Japanese model. What the Japanese model says, what the government of Japan actually buy the stake or the equity in the gold mine company. Okay, by doing this, they ensure the permanent supply of the gold because they have the say in the management decision. Okay, so Japan secured its gold supply by acquiring equity stakes in international mines despite having minimal domestic mining. So India can ask their Indian private players or India by themselves can buy stakes in the major gold producing companies, and by doing that we can ensure the timely supply of gold and the not intermittent continuous supply of the gold. Okay, this I have already told you. Next, this is the concept that you need gold. So now there is also a concept, there is also a trend that is going on from the last 1 or 2 years, that the sovereign banks are buying their gold back to their place, okay, to ensure that in case of this embargo, or not embargo, economic sanction done by the USA on the Russia. So what USA did, USA just hold all the gold reserve dollar, which were linked to the dollar, okay, and so that Russia was not able to use them, monetize their gold for the funding, okay. So all the now, like, see, USA has sovereign gold reserve of around 70 to 75% of its forex reserve. India has only 8% of its forex. Means total forex reserves that India has, the physical gold amount to only 8% of that. Mostly was in dollar or in the other five currency, like Australian dollar, pound sterling, yuan. Okay, so India is increasing its share. Okay, so that the more and more physical gold is with us. What actually did recently, if you have seen the Turkey, in last 1 month or last 2 or 3 days before, Turkey has bought around 50 30 40 ton of its gold, and so as to and it actually give it to the it give it to in terms of contract to the dollar note. It means it is a kind of currency swap. It put its gold to the dollar country and take the dollar back, so as to save its forex uh, dependency. Okay, so that's why to have a goal to do that is important. Okay, now scaling and accreting domestic refining capacity, this is also a point that we can do in the gold. we india have only India has a massive underutilized refining capacity of 1800 tons, but suffers from extreme fragmentation and lack of internationally recognized certification. Okay, now in there is boost value addition following the Swiss model, which adds around 40% value addition by refining raw gold to finished bullion. Now this is where we are lacking. We don't have the refining capabilities as well, so that we can increase the value of the gold that we are buying. What Switzerland did, or Switzerland keeps on doing it, buy the raw gold. It has the better refining capabilities, and it increased the value of raw gold by 40%, and then it sell it to the importer countries like India. India buys 40% of its gold, which is highly refined from the Switzerland only, because India cannot refine the raw gold. So we have to develop the refining capacity. Then second, the global standards. There is only one global standard, London Bullion Market Association. It has the monopoly. This is also the reason that we are not growing up. But ब्रिटेन हमेशा हमारे डेवलपमेंट में बीच में आता है. Now इंडिया के पास पूरे वर्ल्ड में केवल एक रिफाइनिंग गोल्ड स्टैंडर्ड है, एंड इंडिया की जितनी भी रिफाइनिंग जो फ्रेगमेंटेशन बताया है, अगर ये अप्लाई करते हैं कि भाई हमें अपना एक्रेडिटेशन दे दो, दे हार्डली गेट वन. यू हैव टू फाइंड द here the position of country as a whole determine the outcome of these kind of application. Okay, so this is important. Now electronic waste recovery, take inspiration from Japan's ability to recycle 500 tons of gold scrap annually. Now this is important. Means जापान, वहां पे कोई भी गोल्ड माइन नहीं है. जापान जो गोल्ड का स्क्रैप होता है, दैट उसका 500 टन्स वो रिसाइकिल कर लेता है. मींस इन अ स्मॉल कंट्री एज जापान, 500 tons of gold get recycled, but India nothing. Have you even ever heard of that gold is being recycled? No. So we have to develop this electronic waste recovery. So you have, India has so much amount of electronic waste. We can, if Japan is manage 500 tons of gold from the electronic waste, we can around 5000 tons. Okay, so you can say India's 854 के वो रिजर्व बैंक के पास है, और 500 टन्स तो कहते एनुअली कौन ले लेता है, जापान केवल स्क्रैप से निकाल लेता है. So see, just by improving our recycling, electronic waste recovery, we can get the thousands of tons of gold, and then we will not have to be dependent on Switzerland and UAE. Okay. Now, world gold producers. Now, this is important. Darker the country, higher the reserve. So, first is China. So, first is China. Then we have the Russia. Then we have Australia. Okay. Then we have Canada. This is Canada. Then we have USA. Okay. Then here we have Ghana. Okay. So, what are the country around Ghana? Burkina Faso, Brunei, Togo, Benin. You must know all these countries of the west coast. Okay. So this is I have already told you, this coast is called as Gold Coast, GIGS. So here we have the Grain Coast. First is Grain Coast. Then we have the Ivory Coast. Here we have the Gold Coast, Ghana. Ghana is at the 6th place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place. This is famously known as the Gold Coast as well. Okay, initially. Okay, then we will have other darker countries like this, South Africa. Okay, so this is it about the gold. Then we have the orbital data centers. This is also in the news. So now the countries are planning to have their data center in the space. Why? They will be secure. They will have the control, so much of solar power there. There will not be, they will not be dependent on, they will not take care of the dust and the pollution. They will have the free, pure sunlight. And but there is one important issue in this orbital data center is heating, because all the data center you have to have the cooling system. Now the question is, in the space there is a vacuum. If there is a vacuum outside, how will heat will dissipate outside? Okay, so you will have to have the cooling system that can channelize and recycle that heat that is coming out from the data center facility. So this is the main concern that Indian or the big giants, technological giants those are facing this problem. Now, orbital data centers, this is the definition, represents the next frontier in the cloud and AI infrastructure, hosting high performance. This कोई issue नहीं है. Why move data centers in the orbit? Now, this is the question that we need to understand. There is a limitless. This is the limitless solar power. They have the zero latency downlink, because you have the satellite, and then you will connect it to the. There will not be link will not go through the all the disturbance by the different wavelength around the Indian atmosphere, Earth atmosphere. They will directly zero latency downlink. True data sovereignty and security. Okay, these are the important point. Next, India have this India Pathfinder initiative. Okay, so India have this in the field of orbital data center. India has this India Pathfinder initiative. Indian space tech from Pixel. It has AI startup with Sarvam AI. Partner to build Pathfinder, a 2000 kg satellite carrying data center grade GPU. Okay, so GPU कहाँ से मिलती है? इंडिया को जाता है NVIDIA से. It is slated to train and run large language models directly in space. So what they will do, they will make their large language models like ChatGPT in the space, and the data required for the large language models is huge. So they will storage all the data in the space. Okay, so in fact they will not touch the India. They will just go upside and they will do all the things for you from the space only. Now the engineer hurdles, space is freezing, this I have told you, but it is a vacuum because the heat cannot dissipate through air. Data center must rely on expensive, massive and heavy radiator array to keep AI chips from melting. Now second is radiation damage. High performance GPU are incredibly sensitive to cosmic radiation, requiring complex radiation hardening technique. Okay, so this is all about the, so this is the important current affairs video that I have told you. And so next time, next week, same day, same place, we will meet again. Till then, you make a note, you make surroundings, geographical understanding, and then link all these topics to your already prepared note, the static notes, and try to understand and solve it. Okay. So thank you. We will meet again in the next week. Thank you. Stay happy.